Hey, what is up, everyone? It's Rich. All right, welcome to Super Fun Sunday. Today we are going to spotlight Louis Larosa. Okay, the goal for me was to go through his Valiant Bloodshot work. Unfortunately, most of the issues that I could find online that were easy for me to flip through were books with like 3 or 4 artists in them, and I couldn't find enough full issues that would have made the video flow seamlessly. So we're going to go through his Instagram, and we'll try to focus on his Valiant work because he shares quite a bit of it there. He's a great artist. He's a great penciler. He's a great inker. His wash effects are phenomenal. His cover work is incredible. So again, the hope is that we can find a lot of stuff like this, and we're hitting the jackpot already on this. And then the only other thing that I wanted to say is, what is it? Well, shoot. I got a pretty amazing note from someone on my Patreon. I'm going to share it really fast. I'll go through it real quick. He wants to learn to draw, and he's taking one of the higher tiers to get a private lesson with me. And I wanted to read this note because I think a lot of times people feel that they struggle in their lives and they can't find time to draw. And this guy's email just blew me away this morning. So he explains where I can see his art, and he goes, "Something that you should know of me." He's not even American. He doesn't speak English well, and he or understand English well, and he writes probably with a translator. So he goes, I'm 53 years old. I must take medicine to lower my blood pressure, and I work at night as a toilet cleaner. When I come home from work, I feel like a zombie, so I cannot be as enthusiastic like others. In your Calvary, I am the old sick horse, but I still go forward. Thank you for your patience. Greetings. I mean, it is ripping my heart out thinking about someone that their dream is to draw, and that's the life that they have, and they're reaching out to me for help. I'm completely honored to help you. I hope that you see this video, and we're going to make sure that your dream comes true. But yeah, it really blew me away. So anyway, all right, so let's get to Lewis's stuff. What's Super Fun Sunday going to be? It's going to be super inspiring, and it's going to be super fun. All right, so this is a great shot. Like, the fact that he can draw stuff like this floors me. I mean, you've got an upshot. You've got body parts crossing over other body parts, which is challenging to do. You've got a leg coming forward, one going back into space. You've got guys laying on the ground in perspective. I mean, this is like on the scale of 1 to 10 in terms of complexity to draw is up there. This is not an easy shot, and he makes it look great, and everything looks cool. This is killer. This is killer. Another a great shot. This is fantastic, and then this tight shot. It's a little hard to see. Sorry, like I've got my screen basically in full screen mode, but it's a little cropped out down here. But okay, so let's go to the next one. Okay, so Batman. We're gonna skip most of the stuff that's more pin-up-y unless it's really important. And you can always check. I'll have a link to his Instagram. You'll be able to check out all these pieces. Really killer Bloodshot piece. I mean, does it get much better than this? I don't know. Like this is about as good as you can draw. You could do it differently, but I kind of feel like this guy has no limits. It's a very exciting place to be, I'm sure. Hopefully he's enjoying it. Great anatomy. It's just this dude is ripped. He looks tough. I've always liked Bloodshot as a character, to be honest. When I first started collecting Valiant, it was still somewhat producing books. And I read a lot of them. And when I say read, I mean I literally read them. I didn't just buy them for the art. I bought them for the stories and the characters. And they were different characters. You know, they might not have been as epic as like a Marvel character, but they had their own charm and in their own universe. I thought that they were great. And I'm not taking away from them, to be clear, but I'm just saying that like it wasn't as palatable or as easy access maybe as some other books. This is great too. The pouch, nice attention to detail with how the wrap is on this. You know, he didn't go for some generic like setup of it. Oh man, dude, that is nice. Sorry, it's a little blurry, but it is on mine too. This is probably wasn't a very big scan. Again, just killer. I mean, this is so hard to draw. Like, he just nails this upshot. He's got this great pose right here. I've been meaning to buy the trade, like collections of these. But I do, in a weird way, wish that they probably were printed in black and white, which I don't believe that they are. And this is really nice too. We'll skip this because it's a little blurry, but he definitely uses reference at times. So you know, oh my God, look at that. But this is the key: is he draws so well, kind of without it, that the blend of the two is pretty damn seamless. It really, really is. You know, this is just great, man. So much energy. It's a little weird. Like, I don't know if it's cropped. I do kind of almost wish that maybe the dinosaur's leg was coming here and then the other one was popping in the scene a little bit. Not critiquing his work, but this makes it feel almost like a toy with like sort of one dangly leg. He could have squeezed it in here and then had the other one just popping in a little bit. I think it would have felt more comfortable. This Hellboy figure is great. That arm is great. It looks a little Fagredo-ish more than Mignola, but man, that is nice. Oh man, look at that. My friend Levio draws a lot of Transformers, and this is great. He's setting it up awesome. He's really good with lighting. We'll get into talking about that in a bit more. Man, that is awesome too. Wow. Woo. So he's got the light coming from here. Because this plane is lifted and completely away from the light, it gets the darkest shadow. These are flatter planes, so they're getting a little bit of the light. And then he, of course, because the light is so strong coming from here, he goes on the assumption that at some point over here there's something that will reflect the light back, which is why you get this rim light. And you get a little bit of rim light on these planes here. It's this is like a top edge plane. This is away from the light. This is completely away from the light. Away from the light. Away from light. Like if this was a three-dimensional form, it would go like this, straight across here, and then into space there. This is a crevice that goes in, and it comes back out, and it hits the light. Shadow. Completely, it's a down plane that's in dark. So anyway, hopefully that helps a little. This is really nice, man. Oh yeah. I've seen this character. I don't know the name of it, but this kid is cool. He's got like the toes of you know, I don't know what animal he took them from, but it's like he uses them as weapons. It's so badass. Yeah, this character is so cool. Look at that. Yeah, that is awesome. My God, he's so talented. Batman. Oh, yeah. Dude, so killer. Well, this is fun. And this was based on a suggestion. Someone had said it would be cool to see you do books that weren't, you know, Marvel, DC, or Image or whatever. I have no problem doing anything that you guys suggest, even if I'm not aware of the artist. You know, it's like if you say it and it sticks with me that day. I'm pretty spontaneous with choosing these, and that's the point. The point is just to have some fun and look at some art, you know, really at the end of the day, and then dissect it a bit, since now I'm writing and drawing my own stuff. It's very, very important that I break some of my old habits, which was not looking at a lot of other art, not looking at comic books, not watching movies. You know, I would just work all the time, but I was inking, so I wasn't really learning a lot, you know, so I had to kind of reevaluate what I consume. This is really good. He draws everything good. It's like, this is interesting. So he's got light coming from this direction, but these are lit from here. But there's a lot of light coming through here. But you know, as long as it looks balanced overall, you can kind of get away with styling. That's a great down shot. Man, this guy draws good. Look at this. So if you haven't seen his work, I would highly recommend you at least follow him on Instagram, and from there he probably will promote where you can find more of his work. This character is great. These are even like up here. It's coming out of the scene a little bit for me too. So he may have cropped the images a little bit. This kid is in trouble. Man. Really, really cool. That's nice. This is really good. And you can see he doesn't really clean up his panel borders so tight, which I respect. It's interesting. Like for me as an inker, like I would go in and probably clean those up, but you'll see a lot of times people aren't as fussy about that. He's pretty neat with it, but this is a beautiful shot right here. And again, he might have used reference for just the idea or something like that. He may not have, but it all blends in pretty seamlessly. His covers are ridiculous when you start, like, we'll get through those. Oh man, that's so nice. Great sketch cover. I'm always amazed at the different ways that people handle sketch covers and how much, well, obviously on a comic book cover, how much you can actually fill it with different stories and really create a sense of depth. This almost doesn't look finished, but this is nice, man. I would, be happy with that. That's great too. So different than the other one, but this huge Batman figure. Some more pages. This is really good. Really nice. Oh man, that's killer. That is really good, man. This is excellent. God, man. This is good too. This crouch pose. Those are tough to draw. Really cool hand. This is nice. He's kind of relaxing his grip on this one talon. The kid's face is gnarly. Man, he's just great planes. He really understands how to draw. A little family photo. Oh man, cool layouts. Well, here you go. So these are his sketches. They're really good. Really, really good. Looks like this could be 8.5 by 11 or 11 by 17 paper. So he basically divides it into fourths. This is kind of how J. Scott Campbell lays out his pages. And then he light boxes them in probably his big board. It's a good way to keep your pages a little bit neater. Some people sketch stuff out right on the big board. I think nowadays with the, having the ability to lay stuff out on the computer, that is great, man. Having the ability to lay things out on the computer, I mean, you can definitely alleviate probably some lost time doing it that way. These are great. Okay, here's some pages. Man, that was nice. He's just not intimidated to do these up shots. And that's really good too. Him like lifting his head and looking up. That's really good. It's a lot of detail. It's a little difficult for me to tell if that's ink. I mean, this definitely looks like ink, but it's almost like he uses a dried out pen. That's crazy. Yeah, that's really wild. Really wild. Bam. Again, challenging shot. That's really good. This is really nice. It's all win, baby. Some people had suggested me doing like John Byrne, George Perez, some of the stuff, maybe like a Dave Cockrum or something from that era. We could totally do that. It'd be cool. It'd be a nice change of pace. So. Oh man, that's crazy. Upshot. Let's see the lower lid. That's nice. Oh gosh. Dude, look at that. So good. There's another artist. He doesn't necessarily remind me of this, but if you guys don't follow Carl Kopinski on Instagram, I would suggest it's Carl with a K and Kopinski probably K-A-P or K-O-P. He's really, really good too. Draws a lot of stuff that kind of reminds me of this. I don't think he's a comic book artist. I think he's more of a concept artist, but he's really good. He does some pretty elaborate daily sketches. Oh man, that's really good. It's got nice perspective here. This light going back into space, and man, Some beefy anatomy, man. Those are big guns, man. It just all looks killer. Like, this guy looks like he could walk around at this size, and it doesn't look ridiculous or like realistic to me overall. It's a good shot. Oh man, this is really interesting. I have no clue what in the world he is inking that with. Maybe it looks like a dried out pen. I don't know. Maybe like a fine point marker. I don't know. It's interesting. Maybe he says online. I'm sure people have asked. Oh man, cool sketch. That's really good. He would do an interesting Batman book. Kind of reminded me of the Joker a little bit. Oh man, that is so nice. Dude. This guy would kill me. He used to post on Instagram quite a bit, and he eased up a little bit. I remember seeing this on my phone one morning and just going like, get out of here. Are you kidding me? Like, dude, how do you get this good? Even this hill, how it slopes, and it's like most people would really kind of want to probably straighten it up and have it be more, something a little more not symmetrical, but it's like I like that this is sort of like looks like it's melting and kind of like falling over, like the wind and just time erosion has kind of made it uneven. And this foreshortening and forced perspective on this is just killer. And then you've got this. Come on. Dude. Hello, Mr. Lizard. That's great too. Oh. We've had a lot of fun on Super Fun Sundays. I have to say, like I'm a little, like I said, that guy's note sort of got me emotional today, but we've had a lot of fun on YouTube. We've looked at a lot of good art. This is great. Wow, how cool that he shared these different versions of this. Dude, that is so nice. It looks like a fighter, like fighter planes coming in. I mean, I'm sure it was a little bit intentional, but like the way that they're all sort of fanning off, and this one's like, man, I like them all. Dude, okay, so like which one is your favorite of these layouts? Oh my god. I'd like to see all 4 of these drawn to their final thing. That's great with the waterfall. Man. Oh, dude. Man, that is a great post. Whew. I struggle with this so much. I don't know why, but like crouch poses like this are hard for me. I'll do some studies of this to try to understand the crunched forms, because it's like what it is this is going back into space, this whole upper torso part, and then the pivot of the hips and the ass, and then how the legs come out. It's always funky for me. I know that's nice too. It's got a little like my good friend Lee Bermejo. They have similar styles, and Lee draws really good too. But there's some definite similarities. These two guys. This is good too, but you could see though, like for this, like the upper body, I'm not totally feeling where the butt and like lower torso is as much on this. It still works because he draws it so well, but it like even this arm coming out is great. But yeah, I would feel like I would want to like lower the body here a little bit and have more. I would want to show the thighs more. Sometimes I think I'm trying to over explain the drawing with the drawing, like show too much. It's like you have a good intention of like you don't want to cover up too much, but you don't really see it, so it becomes an interesting one. Man, that is awesome. Oh my god. Dude. I'm telling you, this guy would kill me. I've shared his work with like a lot of friends that I instant message with, where it's like at some point like he'll post something and you just go like, okay, I need to send this to someone. So I've turned on a few people to him, and now with YouTube, hopefully a few more. If you haven't seen his work, I'm sure you're kind of like going like, oh man. But don't let it discourage you. This guy clearly has taken art very seriously for a long time. This isn't something that happened overnight for him. This is probably decades in the works. So, you're lucky enough that you can enjoy it at where it is now. And and learn from it, you know. Man, that's so good. But again, you can see how balanced, like I'm looking at this today, I'm seeing less photo reference than what I feel like sometimes I would see in some of his pieces. But you see how good of a cartoonist he is with the things that he knows, and so it makes it very, very balanced. But his stuff is based on realism. This is great too. God dang. He is really, really good. Really good. He's great with planes. You see these chunks of shapes. And again, it's like the top plane's getting the light, this, and then in theory you could go a little bit darker down here, but he doesn't have it as extreme. You see a little bit more here. He's got, well, this would be a harder one. There's like a smaller light that's maybe about, I don't even know, 7 or 8 feet maybe from the figure, just kind of casting a glow on things. Oh man, these are great. Dude, I kind of draws this Batman like I draw mine. I've always struggled with coming up with like my final version of Batman, but honestly, this is very, very close to how I feel the most comfortable. It's interesting he puts the ears far back, because I always struggle with ear height and then where I want them to originate from back here, but this looks good. Yeah, it's very similar to my Batman. And the nose part of the callus is cool. Yeah, that's nice. Sorry, I've got like some sort of really loud plane flying over my house. Oh man. I'd be curious if the wash or Copics, whatever he's using, speeds him up or slows him down. Like if this is a laborious process for him, or if it actually saves him time because he's not having to render as much. Well, render with line work. Because that Bloodshot art looks pretty time consuming, but it's also pretty sketchy. Man, that's great. It's pretty violent. It's funny because seeing that reminds me that some of his work actually does get pretty gruesome. I'm not seeing a ton of it here today, but that's interesting. That's a hand. Oh. Oh, this guy's kind of holding it off, maybe. Actually, this gesture is great. Oh, man. Wow. Dude, that is crazy. Damn. This dude is off the hook. Look at the foreshortening on this. This is why comics are so amazing. There's so many ways that you can draw them, and so many different ways to show the story. It's incredible. It's a shame they take so long to produce, in a way, a little bit, just because it's like, I mean, if you can knock out a page a day, you could tell a decent amount of stories, but if you're spending 4, 5, 10 days on a page, you know, it becomes problematic. You know, you're gonna have less movies in your archive, but I guess you could argue that someone like Stanley Kubrick didn't do a ton of movies, but they're all really good. So it's just kind of one of those things. I mean, this page is like a work of art, but it's just one of 20 in a comic. It's, you know, if you're reading the story, you might not spend too much time on this. Artists will go back, but you know, oh man, it's so cool that he shares these. These are so good, and this, you know, makes me curious. Is this marker? This looks like marker, so I wonder if he's using marker on the actual pages. It's cool he puts his notes. This doesn't look very big. This looks like part of 11 by 17 board. Oh man, that's nice. God. They really need to just print his comics like this. A lot of people will say that to me because I do a lot of black and white art, and they just go like, "You should just do black and white books." But when I see this guy's stuff, I really kind of go like, "Man, he really should do black and white books." It's so good. The anatomy on this arm is cool. The wrapper muscle. That's cool. Yeah, he's really good at upshots. This is nice. He's got the light going back into space really good. I have to be careful because I'm shooting full screen today. I definitely need to stop at 30 minutes because this program will crash if the file gets too big, and I will lose all of this footage, and then we won't have a super fun Sunday. So I need to be careful. I'm going to end this in about 4 minutes. So there's a tipping point where I'll lose the video. Man, that's great. Oh man, that's nice too. Dude, god dang. The light in this panel is great. And this is good too. Look at the freaking curving perspective on this. Upshot. I mean, showing the bottom of the bags. So good. He really handles these animals quite well too. It's interesting because he like, this isn't a lot of room, and he created a tremendous amount of scale and height here. It's really, really cleverly done. I mean, this is a narrow part of a page. He's basically got this little space to work in, and there's even a panel inset here. This is kind of cool how you get this beat of the kid kind of coming through, and then he rolls off of this thing, and this is well done. But yeah, man, this is so good. Wow. This is basically fine art, honestly. It's comic books, but man, you could put that in an old painting, and he's there. This looks like marker, so he may be using Copics on this. Pretty incredible. Pretty good. Hello. That's really nice. Great storytelling with both of these. All the faces. This little kid's face, this. Oh, you are good. You are very, very good. Oh man, this is nice. Shot. My God. Oh. Yeah, this is just something I have to enjoy from afar. I can't have fantasies of this. It's so, man, this guy's at such a high level. Yeah. Kind of speechless. Oh man. That's really cool. Revenant. This kid's got good meat hooks. I'd like to draw big hands. It's nice to see someone else pump it up. Like this kid, it looks like his arm would throw a punch fast, but this would mess you up because it's like swinging a sledgehammer. Man, again, this is a really, really good angle that this guy's drawing this at. This kid is intense. Fist. It's a nicely drawn fist. Oh man. Yeah, these Valiant books actually get a little more hardcore. Oh god. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up in a second. Well, again, I hope that this was fun. I hope it was inspiring. I hope that guy's story is pretty inspirational to you too. You know, this guy is digging deep to achieve his dream, and I really, really respect that a lot. It's probably one of the more inspiring things that I've come across in a while. So I'm ready. I'm gonna help you get to your dream, my friend. All right. Okay. Cool. You guys have a great day, and I'll be back in a few days. I'm on a really, really tight deadline that's out of control on a book, so I need to knuckle down on that and get that out the door, I think, by Wednesday. So I may be gone for a little bit, but I'll be back as soon as I can. All right? Have an awesome day. And for sure, check out Lewis's Instagram. You're going to find all this great work there. All right? Have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.